Well, howdy there, guys. So I've been wanting to, for a while, go back and do a redo on the fence exercises video. So I figured, now's as good a time as any, right? The best time to plant a tree is 50 years ago. The next best time is right now. So let's go for it. So the first thing you'll notice is we want to just go through our checklist. We want to make sure that our horse is with us at liberty. There we go, before we'd toss the halter on. That way it just makes our job 10 times easier. And Nickel's been pretty good. He's been following me all around the arena while I set up the tripod and get everything done. He just wandered off at the end to go see if there was any hay on the edges. I think he was a little disappointed. So he came on back. All right. Now that we're on line, let's walk out here a little bit, buddy. And we'll just start by warming up in the middle of the arena. So now this is really actually, nice most of the time. If you're walking away, you want your horse to stick right next to you. He is almost keeping his eye right on my shoulder. So that's a really nice situation to have there. Good boy. Get that little thing off his eye. But if we want to start sending him out, then this might be a little bit too close for comfort. So then we could check our backup cue right off the bat. Just see if we could maybe shake our hand and then our stick a little and get a step back. Let's try that again. Nice. And again. Good. And again. And that backup is a little bit slow and plodding right now. I feel like once his heart rate gets up, then that backup will speed up too. So I point out, get that look on my face, and Nickel sends out with energy. That's exactly what we want to see. Then we could change. I'll look at his hip, and there we go. Disengage, face, come on in. That's pretty good. We'll ask him to back up a little. Good. A little, and you can get a little lighter, and then heavier again if he forgets, and then lighter again, and then heavier again, and then lighter again. And there, as long as you end on light, sometimes you can get a little firm, or you need to get a little firm in there just to wake them up a little bit. Then point. There. Oh. So he runs around and he goes, okay, I'd rather be in close. I'll go, I don't want that. I'll point again. There. Point again. So it's obvious he's a little more comfortable keeping people in his left eye. And he's also, there we go. He's also been working with a lot of students and lessons recently, so I think he's gotten really comfortable with getting a little pushy out of his left eye. So that's something, if you're tuning your horse up, going through the checklist, that'd be something to check on. Is just make sure both sides feel pretty even. Now he's traveling out and around, and I don't have to keep pushing him along. You saw how he kind of snorted and breathed out there? That's him giving up the ghost, I like to call that. So then I'll change, look at his hindquarter. Very nice. Point out to the right. Good. We'll see if we can kind of string those together now. Yield the hind, send the shoulder. Good. Yield the hind, send the shoulder. Yield the hind, send the shoulder. Maybe we'll see if we can send it up a little more. I'll point. Yeah, that's all right. He moved out. The moment I pointed, he changed up into a canter. That's all I'm asking for. It doesn't have to be pretty, doesn't have to look good. or be full energy, but it just has to change that rhythm. Point. There's the canter. And you see that one's nicer. Not perfect, but nicer. And he's still not dragging me around. Good. So then I'll yield, point. There we go. Make it a little bit of a game. Point again. And if he tries to pull you, you just kind of be an anchor there and let him find the circle. There we go. Nice. Knew we had some of that hidden back in there. Yeah, and we want to make this interesting and fun for him. Before we, that nice little lead change there, huh? Before we get into the on the fence work. Again, get down, stand up, send. Good. Very nice. And yield. And draw in. There we go. Good boy. So we've got sending either direction, yielding the hindquarters either way. Let's see if our backup works. Obviously the draw in does. That backup's getting lighter and easier. Okay. Now we've gone through the checklist to where you'd feel pretty confident asking your horse to do some work on the fence. So the first thing we'd ask this guy to do on the fence is side pass away, because that puts together all the things we've already been working on. So let me see if we can find a good section of fence here. Maybe I'll put this chair where the bushes are. That way it kind of gives us a barrier here. And I'll just stand over by the fence and start by just seeing if I can send my horse out to go stand over there. Nickel seems pretty happy about that. So then we'll point off to the other side and let him stand over there. Oh, you see how he came back? I'll point back over to this side, send him back over, and see if he can settle there. We'll give it a count. Say an internal count. That was about 5 seconds, 6 seconds, 7 seconds. There we go. So then I'll change, point, pick my stick up, see if he can come around me, and hang out over at the other wall. There. Pretty good. So this first time you first want to be able to ask your horse to send off and settle at the wall. It's just as simple as that. The next step is once we send him off and he gets halfway across, or basically passes our belly button, then we can start marching towards him and ask him to side pass down the rail. We use the rail as our forward barrier. So I'll show you it towards you once, away from you once, and then we'll see some other stuff. So first, point out, send across. He gets about halfway there, and I'll start marching towards him, and keep him level. And you see that side pass comes into play. Good boy. All right. Let him rest, kind of chill out for a second. Maybe I'll flop my stick over and rub him with it. Go, hey, good work. And then we change. I'll point out. He gets past me. Then I start to march. That was okay because he got a little closer there. Good. Good. All right. So you can kind of see the idea. That side he's a little more difficult. I think it's because of the brush here. So, but you see where I'm positioned, you see where I'm pushing him. I'll go back and forth one more time over here, and then I'll show you on a clean side. I just wanted to get this side because we're closer to the camera over here. So send through, pick up my string maybe, start marching, pointing. There we go. Tap the hip over. There it is. And relax. Then we can go back through. We could go maybe even shoulder, hip, hip, hip. Catch that hip up, shoulder, hip, shoulder, hip, shoulder, hip, shoulder. No eating on the job, mister. There we go. All right. He is a little distracted by those bushes. So let's wander on over here. See if we can do the same thing. Maybe I'll send him out and around. Yeah, a little energy. Oh, keep sending. Good. Maybe change direction. Do a little squeeze here. So squeezing is just sending him in between me and the fence. And you can see he's pretty comfortable about going in tight spaces. He's not very afraid of getting close to me, but he also doesn't really run me over that much either. So squeeze is, I'll try and find kind of a claustrophobic horse to do the squeeze game with, or the squeeze activity, whatever you want to call it. But then I step up here by the fence and I let him settle for a minute. Good. We'll change. And this time we'll start marching in. There we go. Change. And start marching in. See if we can get that hindquarter moving over a little. Good. Could grab my stick and go move that hip over. Hip, hip, up, and block the shoulder. Hip, shoulder, hip, shoulder, hip. There. Good. Change direction, point out. And then start marching down the rail. Could kind of hold your stick up here and go up. When it's on this side, it means push away. There we go. Very nice. Then marching towards. There. So there's your side pass away. Side pass towards oftentimes starts on top of the mounting block. It's easier to reach over his back that way. Let's just see, for instance, though, if I can position him here on the fence. Good. Rub him here and just see if I can tap the other side of his hip to get him to start side passing towards me. There we go. Very nice. So if he's as good as that, you know, rub him, reward him, and we'll switch sides. But there we go. Back, send around. See if we can side pass away a little. Shoulder. Good. Hip. Nice. I'll rub him there, and then I'll swing over to the other side and see if we can get him to start coming towards us. See there, that first step is away. There, I just keep the tap going until he starts to come towards us. And then I'll give him a rub or some other motivation. I'll start maybe tapping the air, then tap his fur. Good. There's the hip, shoulder, hip. Good. A little more hip. Good. And rub it away. There we go. So that one was kind of an easy one, but it really is easy if you teach your horse how to yield away from you. Then you just get over and kind of practice the same thing. You start tapping, they'll move away from you a little bit. You keep tapping. When they move towards you, you release and rub. All right. Let's give this jumping thing a try. How about that? Because that's the last one on the list, and that's one I didn't get to in the last On the Fence video. So maybe while I go grab barrels and stuff, I'll pull the halter off nickel again. You could do the same with your horse if you're doing something like this, and just see how much they want to follow you after you've been doing groundwork exercises. If you've been doing them correctly, they should want to keep following you around. If they feel like you've been kind of pushing them away the whole time, well, they might go run off to the other end of the arena. So that's where some of the old horse trainers would say, speed is an evasion. Speed is an evasion, and what do you get when you take the lead rope and the halter off? You get the truth. Speed is an evasion. That's a good one, but I guess it doesn't really apply here. My mind was thinking on two tracks at the same time. When you take the halter and lead rope off, you get the truth. All right. So, this is kind of adding two things together. This is adding together the squeeze and the sending. There we go. So the first thing you want to check is, if you're going to take your horse over a jump, are they cool about going around the barrels and taking a look at everything, or are they worried about it? Then I might kick them a little closer if they're looking good and speed them up to a trot. Step back in here. There. Good. Right about here, change direction. Okay, so he's ready. He wants to jump it already. So if your horse did that, I might kick them all the way together now and just see how it goes. Step a little away, give them a circle to warm up, and then kind of keep the energy up when you're headed in towards it. I'll keep pointing this way. Keep pointing the way you want them to go, doesn't matter. Keep your feet planted. Even if they go the other way, just kind of, you leave your body in the same position. That way, they get the message. There we go. Oh, right again, I'll shorten this up this time. There we go. And again, we come to this, there we go, moment. So this time, we'll try and increase the momentum a little sooner. And go, nope. That's better. Good boy. And this time we can yield and say, come on in here. Good boy. Yeah, not too bad. Then turn, start bouncing our rope. There we go, get a little room. Say, let's go to the left now. Good, then let's speed up. We'll give him a minute to get his eye in. Speed him up again. There we go. You just kind of keep the pressure up, same idea. They try and run away. Oh. There we go. No pressure. Then a little motivation. And relax. There we go. There we go. Oh. There it is. See if we can get that again. Relax. Send. Relax. Good. Change direction. Send around. And that's what we're looking for. Easy does it, big fella. There it is again. We'll see if that is more of a response that time. Good. And then we can ask him to yield and come in. Good. All right, so there we've covered a lot of ground. Side pass away, side pass towards you, which is the same as picking your rider up on the mounting block. I just don't want to walk all the way down there and get the mounting block, but you see the side pass towards you. Some other time I'll show you picking a rider up actually. And then we've got our jump and our squeeze. So that's those are our on the fence exercises. If you went through that, that might be a pretty good workout for your horse. See y'all next time.